welcome back to another edition of the Singletrack Session, number 117, part of the TrailManners podcast. I am Eric Manning with Joel Hatch and our newest member, Gunner, the gunboat captain sitting right behind me.
Yep.
He has moved in semi-officially.
Oh, he's here.
And opposed to him figuring out how to use the potty outside on a regular... He hasn't done it inside.
On a snowy day.
Yeah, he hasn't done it inside. But on the outside, he just wants to be outside too long. And he knows when he takes the number 2, we come back.
Yeah.
So I've been freezing for the last couple days. Because we did get some snow.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a pretty nice chunk of snow. Resorts are opening. Mm-hmm. People are skiing. And I am needing advice for what to wear to classic ski. Oh, I'm going to start that this year.
Yeah.
I sent you a message saying, okay, I'm going to, what do I rent, classic or skate? You said go with classic.
Go with classic to start.
So I'm going to rent some classic skis, but what do I wear? Just like what I run in?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Except for you're going to be moving a little bit faster, so just make sure you have pants on.
Okay, so I got to wear pants.
Yeah, wear your pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm wearing pants. Mm-hmm. I can't wear shorts and long socks.
That would be really cold.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be a little bit. Make sure you get something windproof on up top.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
And is it hard? Am I going to fall a lot?
A little bit here and there, I hope.
Okay.
You know?
You hope?
Yeah, I hope so.
I'll wear a GoPro.
Yeah.
So all the listeners can see it.
Classic is not hard.
Because I'm super psyched to do it this year. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know why. And it's super cheap up at the Nordic ski area.
Yeah,
I was looking at their prices, like even rentals are $10, and to do it at $6, so $16, I can do that.
Right. Well, you get a season pass. It's like $50 or something like that.
Yeah, I think it's $80 this year.
Yeah.
And you get half off for rentals, so I could potentially do that. Because I want to do it, and I figure, why not?
You take Gunner with you, too.
Can you take dogs up there?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if he pulls me over, I'm going to be pissed, though.
That's part of the game.
He's sleeping. So, yeah, I'm excited to kind of get out that with the snow, because the trails, it's going to take a little time for the trails to settle, I think, for running.
Maybe, I don't know. I think they're settled in a day.
I think so.
Don't you?
They get so sloshy right out of the gate because it's warm on the trail.
Right now, yes.
So it's like that muddy, sloshy, wet
That's when you need like that waterproof shoe for like one day.
Yeah, borrow it from somebody.
Yeah.
And then just be done. Yeah, because we're there's some construction going on next door. Someone's moving out and they're fixing their place up. So
that's what that random noise was. It wasn't a gunshot.
No, we don't get that around here. Yet, except for the one on Christmas Village.
Yeah, the Christmas Village massacre.
That's downtown. That's that's in the hood.
That's the ghetto area.
That is, yeah. We're upscale here. We're more north.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we're cool. There's like a line right by Far's Ice Cream. You don't come past Far's Ice Cream and bringing it the heat. So Tuesday, so this launches on Thursday. Tuesday we had a podcast with number 126 back on the Tuesday show with Dr. Chris Heilman. Mm-hmm. And those of you that remember, we had Chris on a little over a year and a half ago, and we met her again and had an amazing time.
It was fun.
Talking to her. She is awesome. Mm-hmm. I would love to have her on so many more times because just the knowledge that she would have.
Oh, yeah. She's good. She's good.
She is.
She's good. I mean, I was thinking about it, I was like, what would it be like to have her as a coach?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Right? I'd be a little nervous of her getting in my head.
That's what would scare me because she was she was like prying.
Yeah.
Crowbarring me.
Uh-huh.
But as many mental runners as we have out there, she would be awesome.
Yeah. For
a show. So hope you enjoyed that show.
I think one thing we never talked about during that show was how you can contact her for a service.
Yeah. And we had that on the show notes.
Will we?
Yeah.
Okay,
so it's already on the show notes.
But we never plugged that. So I feel bad about that.
Yeah. But it's on the show notes and you can check her out because she is awesome. And we had an amazing time. We had fun. It was very mental. But it was fun. She's just fun to be around. And we were at a good place, the Mad Moose Cafe.
Yeah, had good chili.
Had really good chili. But you can check her out at mindset-coach.com.
Right. So
those are listening right now. You can check it out. And she also did a book, Elevate Your Excellence, The Mindset and Methods That Make Champions.
That'll be a great stocking stuffer for somebody.
It's going to be. And speaking of stocking stuffer, Joel, next Tuesday, which is the 11th,
right,
we're going to be doing our Christmas show.
Yeah.
So don't forget that one. So if you want stuff for Christmas, that's when your significant other is going to want to listen to. Your running partner, if you're doing Secret Santas, if you're doing any of those things, that's the show. That'll come out on the 11th, which will be our Christmas episode. So, for our world, this past Saturday was a very big day.
I guess it was, huh?
I had no skin in the game, but
Right.
I sat here watching English Premier League soccer with my coffee and my laptop and
Gotcha.
Gunner at my feet, and we
Yeah.
just kept refreshing.
Yep.
And we got pretty excited for a couple names that come out.
Right.
Shane Martin,
Yeah.
friend of ours here in the area, he just decided to double dip and got into both Hardrock and Western.
Yep, the double trouble.
Yep, and so that's trouble. But, man, I'll tell you, did you have a chance to look at the Hardrock list?
It's going to be really legit up
I think
front.
I would have to go back, and I'm no historian, okay?
Right.
But I would have to think, just real quick, this might be the most competitive Hard Rock they've ever had, if everybody shows up,
Good point.
right? Not that we haven't had some solid runners there before, but I mean, for the men's side,
Yeah.
okay? I mean, we got to start with the Hornet, right? So
If he comes. I mean,
I think he's
going
going
to be a new daddy.
I think he will because of the competition. I think that's what he
True.
would be. So we got Killian, he's in. Francois Dehane, he's in. 2-time UTMB or
Yeah.
Mount Fuji champion.
Yeah.
3-time UTMB champion. Sorry.
Right.
We have Professor X
Yes.
from last year, who was on his way to a win before he
Yeah,
drank some water.
Before he did a little no-no.
Yep, and he's going to be back with a freaking vengeance.
Yes, he will.
He's like
He knows the course now.
If you've seen Rocky 4,
Yeah.
he's the Rocky that has Drago's picture on his mirror right now with Hard Rock. So that's what he's doing. So we got Killian, we got Francois, Javier, and then on top of that, so you come over our side, we got Jason Schlarb,
Yep.
who's running really well right now.
Yes.
Defending champion, Jeff Browning,
Right.
and he's just getting better with age.
He's going to be double dipping too.
Yeah, that's true. And then there's just a whole slew. I mean,
There's Dylan Bowman.
Dylan Bowman's in it, and he's just, he's won Mount Fuji. He's the one that's won Mount Fuji twice, UTMB, and he's finished 7th in UTMB.
Right.
Right. So
he's got the chops to do it.
he does, and then there's some other ones in there. I mean, you got to say those are your horses, right? But then you throw in like Grant Guys from Australia.
I know.
You got who else? You can throw Chris Price in there.
Yep.
He's won the U-Ray 100 miler, which
That's hard.
It's hard. He's won that the last 2 years. There's a lot of good athletes in this one. Jamil Curry's going to be back again. I think the best he's done there is 9th
Right.
at Hard Rock, which is no slouch.
Still, I mean, if you're helping to push the pace 1 through 10, you're contributing to a faster race.
And I don't know, I didn't do my whole research because we got a long way before this race.
Right.
But this could be a CR year.
Depends on the weather and the course, right?
Yeah.
If they got a lot of snow on the course, if they don't have snow on the course, yeah.
Because it's stacked. And
But
then
the potential is there.
huge. And they're giddy. Like, I can't imagine they're just locked in right now.
That's
right?
if everybody shows up and they're healthy.
Healthy, yep. And speaking of showing up and healthy, the women's side, come on. We got Darcy back in.
Yep.
Well, she to me is kind of like the lady of Hard Rock, right?
Yes.
When I think of her. Then you have the defending champion, Sabrina Stanley.
Right.
She's in it. You also have a little-known up-and-comer,
Right.
Courtney DeWalter.
Yeah.
Right, where she's trying to break her chops into ultra running. She's a little new. So she's in.
Right.
You have Darla Askew, Andrea Huser, who's done really well.
Yeah, when she's not overtrained
Yeah.
and not hurt, she's really hard to beat.
And there's a lot of good ones. On the women's side as well. So it's going to be competitive on both sides.
Yes.
For sure. And I can't wait, to be honest with you. This is going to be fun. And we'll definitely talk about it as we get closer, but there's a lot. And then we also have Eric Storheim here from Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
He got in.
That was cool.
Bryce did not, which we were throwing our mojo that way. He didn't get on the wait list anywhere, I don't think.
That's rough.
The wait list.
Oh, Jeremy Actor got on the wait list.
Yeah, he's a local
He's
here in
number
Ogden.
19 on the wait list.
Yep, he's on the Never Lottery wait list. Chris Lundberg, I was really hoping he'd get in. He's on the Else Lottery, and he's down to 13, which doesn't. Ryan Birch is on that, and there's some Sarah McCloskey. She's 25th on that one.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, so there's some names that would be fun to see in there that are on the wait list, but you got to say the people that drew out it's going to be fun. That's it. It's going to be fun, folks. So if you're not doing anything that weekend, head down to Silverton and take a gander. to see what they're doing. I want to see Courtney with some ripping cool kit, man, like custom full-on kit just for Hardrock.
Well, yep, I'm sure that Salmon would do that because they're going to be there supporting Francois as
everybody,
well, right?
A little bit of everybody.
Yeah, Francois and Killian, they're going to have full support.
They're going to have a good time.
All hands on deck for Hardrock.
It really is.
For Team Solomon.
It's got to be. It's going to be. There's going to be all kinds of fun stuff. I can't wait. There'll be like commercials and stuff coming out. You know what? We also had the. We won't go. So Western's a little harder to tap into, but Courtney DeWalter's returning. It says.
I'm hoping she doesn't, to be honest.
Yeah, and that, I mean, there's just the top 10 from last year, you know.
I think if you look
strong.
out of the top 20 of the top 10, so on the men's and the women's side, right? So if you have those two combined, 19 out of those 20 people said they're coming back.
Yeah. Well, Francois, he's not going to.
I don't blame him.
He's going to focus on Hardrock.
Yeah,
so that's
smart man.
That's why to me, I'm kind of leaning in that direction. Just because just doing that, you know, that's his thing, right? He's like, I'm not going to.
Well, you never know if you're going to get into Hardrock again, so you might as well focus on it and do your best to get that finish under your buckle.
Yep. So it's gonna, and so you have the top 10 returning if you do, like Joel just mentioned, but then you've got. You know, some people that are already in, you know, through the lottery too. You've got, you know, Camille Herron on the women's side,
right?
Which, you know, she's pretty fast from what everybody talks about.
If she shows up healthy, she's a contender.
That's the thing. So Schlarb is also, like Joel mentioned, he's in Western,
right?
Ryan Sands is in Western. He got a sponsor spot. Patrick Reagan got a WT spot,
right?
So it's going to be competitive on both sides, for sure. A lot of fast. Those two races are going to be highlights,
right? And then you get all the golden ticket races
still to come. Yep, for all the people.
Four of those right there. So that's eight.
Eight more speedsters,
more fast people.
Yeah. So I think this year between the two really does, and I think it'll happen. We've talked about it on the show has the potential to be the most competitive of each race ever.
Right.
Really, because it's just people are trending that direction as being faster. We're not, but that's the natural trend.
Gotcha.
That's the know the trend for across the globe. So yeah, that'll be pretty exciting to see how things shake out, and we'll definitely talk about those as we get closer. This weekend we had some fun news across some other races that we'll just kind of touch on real quick. I thought one of the good ones was the Xterra Trail Running World Championship in Oahu.
Yeah.
Local guy Brett Hells took second.
He's fast.
And he took second behind Joe Gray. So that
really?
Yeah. So I mean that kind of tells you when Joe's racing, you're racing for second half the time.
Yeah, at that distance for sure.
Yeah,
that guy's really fast.
He's a ripper. So it's basically a 21K course. So it's a fast course. So that was kind of cool to see him do that. And then let's see, what did I want to cover? What did I see? Oh, that's what I want to talk about. So next weekend is the Desert Solstice.
Oh yeah.
So it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
So on the list to race, that's supposed to be there on the women's side, you have Camille and Courtney.
Oh, okay.
So how is that to end the year for us?
That would be something else.
Throwing us a show. They're both on the list still,
right?
So you never know if they'll both show up.
Wow.
But yeah, that's a fun way to go out, right?
That'd be crazy.
So that's this weekend. It's 24 hours is what it is on the track, and it's going to be fast. It is going to be fast. And there's some fast dudes on the men's side. Zach Bitter's in there. But yeah, the women's side.
I'm sorry, but if those two ladies shows up, that's all it is. That's all you're focused on.
But even that Maggie Gutierrez, she's going to be there.
Oh, she's really good, too.
Yeah, so that's the thing, because she did the Brazo Ben 100 in 14:47 in 2016, man. So that's a little bit further off. But
I'm telling you what, man, those ladies are going to just
kill each other.
It's going to be awesome.
You're going to have a woman in the top 5 of that race.
You might have a woman that wins it.
Because there's some.
Camille could totally win that.
Right? But it's just fun to see those two, hopefully, at the start line together.
Right.
Kind of ending the year. It's kind of the end of the year type thing.
Just duking it out.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Two totally different, styles. Right?
Yep.
You got Camille and her totally barely anything there race kit.
Yeah.
And Courtney full on Burka race kit, right? But both of them are just really cool, down to earth, and at the top of their games.
They both crush it.
They do.
So that's going to be fun. So anyway, make sure you pay attention to that one. That'd be a fun one to watch on Twitter, just to kind of see. And again, if they all show up.
They probably have live results on that one. Jamil's really good about that stuff.
Yeah, he is. They probably will. But that'd be super awesome.
You see, Jamil had that race in his backyard.
Yeah, literally his backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. It
started at like 137 meters or something like that, and then they expanded it to 200 meters.
Yeah, they made it longer.
Yeah. Yeah, barely.
There's some loop courses.
That would be a hard event. I don't care if it's only 200 meters.
I don't know how you do it.
That'd be way hard.
It's like a track.
Yeah.
Basically, for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm. Or 6. Oh, man.
I'm going to have to DNF
We're getting
myself.
lots of miles in.
They were. Yeah, they really were. I can't remember the exact miles for the winners, but they got a lot of miles in for that.
But that'd be kind of fun to do, in a way. More like spectate.
I would be there. I would have my Yeti ice chest.
Yeah,
next
exactly.
To me. That could last a solid 8 hours.
Harassing people.
Yeah, my ice chest would win that event.
Yeah.
For sure. 8 hours around the backyard. And here's some interesting news. Spartan and Trail Runner magazine. So Spartan Obstacle Course Race, OCR, if you're in the know, which I had to look that up. It's like, OCR?
Like, what's that?
No.
I know OCD is.
Yeah, I know what that is. Yeah, I know what that is. But, so Spartan and Trail Runner magazine have teamed up, and they have now a series for 2019.
Shorter races?
They have 10Ks and 21Ks.
Okay.
That's what they're all about.
Yeah.
And I think they have like 12 of them. But they have 2 different quote-unquote race directors. So the West Coast gets Luis Escobar. He's the race director for all those things. No, that's what they did a good job. And on the East Coast, it's Charlie Engel.
He's legit, too.
So they did a good job there, right? They did have one last month in Virginia. It's the inaugural race, and I guess went well. But they have like Seattle, Big Bear, California, Austin, Monterey, California, Palmerton, Pennsylvania, Fort Collins, Colorado, Asheville, North Carolina, South Atlantic, Lake Tahoe, California, Virginia, Southern Cal, they didn't have a place, and then Mountain Creek Resort, New Jersey.
So they chose all really population-dense areas so that they can guarantee success. I like that. That was smart.
Well, because, just Spartan, you've seen those races. They're just stockpile them in there.
Right.
So, and if you don't want to race, you can spectate for $20.
Are you serious?
Yep, for $20, you can go watch the race in person.
That's crazy.
And they break it in. You can go on their registration site, and there's a registration just for a spectator. So you can just register. Hey, I want to register for a spectator. $20, and I guess you get like $5 in their tent. So like SmartWise, right?
Yeah.
It's like, we'll give you $5 to come shopping, and probably the cheapest thing's $30. So they're going to be making money there because you're going to want to spend your $5. So that's just a continuing cycle of cash flow.
Right.
So $20 to spectate. And again, it's their race, but I really, 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 with a lot of reallys, hope that doesn't roll over into the trail running world, like to spectate.
Oh.
Wouldn't that suck?
Yeah, it would, but I can see kind of why some races would do it.
Hey, you want to come to Lambs Canyon and watch your $20 a car?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's just extra coin.
Yep.
Right? Mm-hmm. And I think over the past year, we've talked about a lot of things like financially, whether it's the Mount Everest experience, whether it's charging for a spectator, whatever it is. So, there's just a lot of, it used to be just cut and dry on everything in the trail running world. Now it's like, you can go online, we don't have shirts, but you can order one on Ultra Sign Up, but it's $20.
I get why they're doing it.
Yeah, so here's the deal. Me and Joel are race directors, and it happens every year. We order too many shirts, or we have too many finisher medals.
Yes.
And so here's the struggle we have. So the Nordic Valley 7K is closed for registration. We've had it open for over 3 months.
Right, and we have X amount signed up.
Yep, we have X amount signed up, so that's what we're ordering to. Because in the past, we've ordered over, and then we just have it sitting in my garage, now Joel's house.
Yes.
So here's what happens is like, wow, you hate to turn people away. Right?
I hate to not have something for them.
Yeah,
when they cross the finish line, because you don't know.
You don't.
So if you have day of registration, which maybe we should not have.
Yeah.
Right.
So just be done.
Yeah, done. I like that.
And then it's 81, then you're golden. And if you like Joel says, you have a percentage that don't show up, you might have an extra shirt.
Oh yeah.
You might have an extra medal. But when you have these smaller races, like I'm not talking Spartan size or Leadville size, but Joel and I sized. You got to be really conscious of what you're ordering.
Oh yeah,
right?
Every penny counts.
It does. And if you get, a shirt, say it's, costs us, say $10 because it's an easy number, right? Say we get 8 too many, well, that's $80.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
That hurts.
Yeah.
When we're not pulling the numbers to bring it in. So that's the thing. So these races, I mean, it's almost like I've toyed with that idea for our race. Like, man, we should do the registration then if you want a shirt. All right, because some people now they just say, "Oh, I'd rather not have a shirt. Can I register without?" And it's like, well, no, because we have everything built into our cost right now.
Exactly. That's our model.
Yeah,
right?
So we have it built into our cost. But I can see these races are just different ways. But years ago it was, hey, you can buy an IV for the finish line.
That was controversial.
That was bad, and that happened. But again, I mean, that was kind of the start of these things. So now I just talking about it, I can see it's like, yeah, you want a crew pass, $20.
I think for Western States or Wasatch, that would be a great idea.
You could even do it Pacer. You got a Pacer, $10 a Pacer. I mean, because they're on your course.
So the Pacers are using the resources at the aid station. Really, in a way, they should be contributing.
And we've talked about this before.
I don't know if we've ever talked about the Pacers actually paying.
We haven't talked about this, but what we talked about before is like if a race, so we have to get permits, and then they say, okay, you can have 100 people on this course.
Right.
And so let's say Hardrock. I don't know their exact number they're allowed on the course. I mean, we know how many they register.
Let's say 140.
Say 140. Say you can have 140 runners. Well, that doesn't count for the Pacers. So do races think of that ahead? And say, oh, we only get 200 people on course, we better keep it to 140.
Right.
I mean, that's just another way to, I don't know. Like Joel says, they're eating your food. Pacers are eating your food. They're eating your quesadillas. They're eating your pierogies.
Exactly.
So
they're a liability, too, on the course.
And you know what? Come to think of it, I don't think I've ever signed a waiver as a Pacer.
I can't think of it, no.
Oh, so that's good liability.
I think it is. I don't think this is something that's been thought through.
Because if I don't read all the registration forms.
What if you need to helicopter that person out of there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're not registered.
Exactly, but I mean, are they covered under your insurance?
Yeah, it's a good question because I haven't signed a waiver.
Yeah,
and that gets controversial. We talk because Ultra Sign Up has this thing where some people sign up under a fake name.
Yeah,
and so then people are like, well, what about insurance? Because they're signing a waiver under a fake name. Blah blah blah. So that's a really good, interesting thought. I'm going to ask a few people that I know that race direct to see if they've thought of that, like Pacers on course with liability. And then, like we talked about, it's, I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody out there that already does this, though, that already charges for Pacers or crews or cars. But if not, I don't see that being too far behind.
Definitely not. I think the Wasatch could totally do it, for Lambs Canyon. Okay, you want to come and enjoy the Lambs Canyon experience, or maybe you didn't get to experience it a long time ago when it was fun.
Yeah.
$20 a car.
Just pile it in like clowns.
Yeah.
Get a Sprinter van, put 50 people in there. It's $20 a car load.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. But it's interesting. Now that's definitely some food for thought. All right. Also, the Broken Arrow Sky Race just opened in California.
Oh, what is that? That was kind of popular for a hot second, wasn't it?
It still is, and it's feeling pretty good. And it's like a weekend thing. So they've got like expos and speakers and different race distances, vertical Ks, 26K, 50-something K. It's a hardcore. Yeah, it's 26K and 52, so it's a double loop for the 52.
Oh.
A lot of vert, like 10K and 26K
That's
distance.
a lot.
Yeah. But it's been something I've been checking it out because it's like I'm interested in it just because of the location, right? It looks really pretty, but that one just opened up. So I'm curious if anybody's run that and what their thoughts are with doing that. So what else we got? We got some Ask TrailManners questions. We also want to give a quick shout out to our friends at Path Projects. And folks, if you haven't checked them out, check them out. But when you do, head over to pathprojects.com/TrailManners.
Yes.
That gives us some cred, right? Some traffic. And then you can enter to win one of 10 hats. We're going to have a drawing here. I think that ends on the 15th of December.
Somewhere in
so that's running close. But check out their gear. Again, super comfy. You're not going to find it in stores, so you got to check it out on their website. It's a company out of Huntington Beach, California. Shorts, liners, shirts, and headwear. And I'm going to say it again until I'm blue in the face. The hooded long sleeve is a must-have. And a short sleeve, it's kind of like your go-to all-wear shirt.
Yes.
You can sleep in it, wake up, take it off, kind of fling it out real quick, put it back on.
Yes.
Go to work in it. go straight from work to the gym, work out in it, go home, put it in your sink, soak it, hang it. It's ready for tomorrow.
True. Yes.
So check it out. Again, pathprojects.com/TrailManners, and that will say, hey, I heard about you guys on the TrailManners podcast, and I'm here. So what do I do now? Oh, enter to win a hat. Oh, my gosh, I'm going to buy one of those. And, we have our Christmas episode coming up, so don't be surprised if something's on there. That's kind of a real quick spoiler. And then how about a little Strava work this week? This past week, anyway. Aaron Saft, he has actually won something on our podcast before. He was a leader at 115.8, and I believe he did that because he was second at a 100-miler this past weekend.
Nice.
So he's earning his stripes. What race was it? I think I have it right here. It wasn't over in another country because that was Schlarb, and that wasn't that one. Yeah, he was second place at the Chattanooga 100-mile.
Oh, yeah.
He won 1934, took second place behind
on.
Paul Terranova. So he was with mileage on our Strava week, which was 115.8. Run time was not him. It was 28:07 because Aaron's too fast for that.
Sure.
And then climbing also was Andrew Smith, 28:333, followed by our friend Erin Hale. She got in 22K.
Oh, good.
So she's back from the coast. And she's ready to climb and get some vert because I'm sure she's doing the Rufa races or runs.
Right.
So Rufa, for those that aren't aware, it's called Running Up for Air. These are the brainchild of ultra runner / outdoorsman Jared Campbell.
Yeah.
He's been doing it in Salt Lake for a few years now.
6 years.
And this year it's going to have one in Ogden, and last year they had one in Colorado. They'll probably be going back to that as well.
Right.
But it's just a vert day, right?
Yes.
Different distances, so check them out. I think Salt Lake sold out. I think there's spots still for Ogden. I was telling Joe Grant just registered to, I'm going to see if I can lap him. I think he saw my name on the 6 hour, so he might have went with 12.
12, just to avoid you.
Yeah, he's like, man, I don't want any competition up front.
Yeah.
Because Eric will push the pace.
Right.
I know he's going to sled downhill. And I don't know if I can keep up with him sledding. So should be fun. I'm going to be up there just huffing and puffing away, hopefully in shorts. So if you're in the area, register. And we might be talking to those cats in the future here pretty soon. So check it out. And then we'll jump over to the Woody Footies. The Woody Footies had some good ones this week, and for those that hadn't looked, most of them were white.
Unfortunately.
Lots of snow ones.
For the runners.
Lots and lots of snow pictures, some ice photos.
Right.
There was some really good ones, though. This week's winner is coming from Zion National Park.
Ooh, I was going to pick that one. If it was
Marc
my week.
Davis doing the Zion Traverse.
I like that one.
I'm going to be doing that in April. I'm looking forward to getting back out to the Traverse again. But yeah, Marc Davis, go ahead and message me at manners@trailmanners.com, and we will go ahead and get out your limited edition, super rare, almost gone Woody Footy hats. Again, thanks for everybody that did that. Keep checking those in.
I only got like 3 more weeks of that, I think.
If they claim their hats, then yes. But if people don't claim them, they just keep going until they're gone.
Right.
Right? All right, so let's do some Ask TrailManners. We have 2 questions this week.
All right.
We got one from Oregon and one from the Great Lakes. So a couple different locations. So here's Oregon. This is Alex from Eugene.
Okay.
From Volkswagen Bus Central / Prefontaine Haven. Mm-hmm. Hey, fellas, so I'm trying to figure out my race calendar for 2019.
Gotcha.
And with the cost of these things, I need to get it right. Besides the obvious, distance, date, etc., what do you look for in a race? Are there things I should stay away from or lean towards? So basically, it sounds like Alex is looking for, what do you look for in a race? So besides a distance, location, date, like what kind of, I don't know, maybe, I don't say swag, but what kind of race experience are you looking for? Right? And I think Joel and I have run quite a few races to have a pretty decent idea of what we like.
Right.
For me, one of the things I like is a great start-finish.
Yes.
Because in trail running, that's kind of where the party happens.
It is.
I love watching people come across the finish line. I love, having people there when I cross the finish line.
That's helpful.
Yeah, just a nice positive vibe, and one that comes to mind all the time because it's local, and I apologize, is Buffalo Run.
Yes.
It's a loop course on some of them. It's start finish for all of them, and it's just a fun time to hang out if the weather's nice. Right?
Yes, it is.
But it's just a fun, where they have some chow, they got some beer,
right.
But it's just a nice open area with a tent. You can bring your own tent and just hang out.
It's easy to walk from your car to the start finish.
Yeah, which is nice.
I really like that.
Yeah, so shuttle races are tough for me.
I tend to avoid those.
Yeah, they're tough because you got to wake up extra early. You got to plan ahead a little bit more.
Right.
Because you don't have your car access to leave stuff.
Yeah.
I think a great start finish, besides the location, besides the views, I don't do a race for the shirt. Because I usually don't know what they look like anyway. Hat.
Nope.
Buckle. I don't do it for those things. I do it for the experience.
Right.
Right?
So the course is big for me.
Yeah, I mean, that's a key. So give an example of a course that you would lean towards and one you would stay away from.
I'm fine with out and back. I like that.
Okay.
I like loop. I don't think I like multiple loops.
Yeah.
That's a head thing though. That's a mental.
I'm against those.
Lollipops, any of those things where you're coming back to the same area where you started, I like those. The shuttle ones, they're tough. But I will do one of those races if they have a good finish area.
Yeah.
So an example of that would be Scout Mountain Ultras.
Okay.
Great finish area. And also start. If you do the 50 miler, I think they start you there.
Yeah.
But if you do a shorter distance, they have to shuttle you.
That's a great start finish.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I would lean to. As far as like a course that I would not want to run.
Sand. Sorry, that was me.
I would have to a point though.
Yeah.
Like Monument Valley has a lot of sand in it. But it's worth it.
It's a one-time course, you think?
I would go back and do it again.
Would
50K, yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
That Antelope Canyon one, even though I've never run it, I've heard it has too much sand.
Okay. I haven't run it, but I've heard the same thing.
So I think I would avoid that one. If it's got a lot of pavement, I'm going to avoid that.
I was just looking at a race last week, and it said the percentage of trail, right? So it said X amount single track, but it had like 75% double track dirt road, and I was like, I'm out. I don't like that.
Yeah,
I like
because
it
you
better
never know
than,
what you're going to get.
And I like it better than pavement, don't get me wrong. But sometimes I look at that and saying, well, is there going to be cars on there? Is there going to be four-wheelers on there?
Right.
And I'm just...
Is it rutted?
Yeah.
Is it really, really rocky?
And I know it's hard to get like 100% single track. I'm not naive to that. But if you're above 70% single track, the chances of me registering for that are very high.
Yes.
Like here's an example, Squaw Peak. There's more road in that than I like, and it's because of where it's located. Yeah. Right? So they've got the middle section, like 25. They got like 3 miles or so.
They got like 3, 6, 8, almost 9 miles of road in that course, I think. Somewhere in that area.
And the finish of that one, I've said it on the show before, where you come out of the trees before you jump on the road, that should be the finish line.
That would be nice, right?
Yeah, because it's just finished that road,
so make
windy
it
trail.
Like a 47 or 48 mile race.
Again, I think you're stuck on the 50, so that's where you're going, or find 3 miles in that huge, beautiful backcountry somewhere, right?
But then again, you just have to shuttle people.
Yeah. Just down the hill, like a few miles. That wouldn't be too bad.
Right.
Or they can just walk back to their car.
3 miles downhill.
Yeah. I'm with Joe. I don't like pavement. I prefer single track most of the way. I mean, that's something I look for.
Right.
Joe was talking about start finish. Beaverhead does a great job of that.
They do it. Yeah. The shuttle there is, you got to suck it up for the course. The course is what you're after on that one. Yeah. They do a great job.
And the finish is legit.
Yeah.
Also, Putts has a great start finish.
Yeah, I haven't been up there, but that's the rumor.
That little cabin, plus all the everybody's there, right? So I'd really like that after a race.
Right. The Carol Loco's got the iconic start finish.
Yeah, right. And it's pretty, especially on the 50K. But I think some of that, I don't look at necessarily the swag, even the food. It's the course.
Yeah, the food. Food's nice if it's an ultra. Because it's nice to come to the finish and have something to eat.
Yes and no.
If you feel like eating.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because we've had both.
Yeah. We've come to a finish starving and got sick, right? We
couldn't
eat.
Like, this baked potato looks kind of good, but I'm going to barf right now. Yeah.
So food, I think, is one. a lot of it's experience. So if you're looking for a race and you have a running partner that's going to do one, sometimes it's fun to go with somebody you know.
Yeah.
And with social media the way it is, you can always chime out there and ask the questions online if you're looking at a race.
Right.
And you're going to get both sides, so you got to take that with a grain of salt. But a lot of it depends on what you like, because we know people that would prefer a flat, long course over a hilly something. But for me, it's start finish, and then I look for as much single track as possible.
Yeah, course design's always nice too.
Yeah.
You know?
And one of my favorites, I'll still say, the favorite style of course is the Red Mountain 50K course down there.
That was cool.
So on this, if you're not familiar with it, you start and you run out to your aid station.
Yes.
From that aid station, there's 3 different loops.
Right.
And you come back to the same aid station, and they're different loops. So I really think that is such a cool way to do it, because you have one drop bag.
Yep.
And you come in and out of that same aid station, but you're doing 3 different loops back to it.
Each loop is very different.
Yeah, it's awesome. So I would love to put a race on like that if I had a place for it, because as far as a race director, pretty easy. Yeah. Considering.
Yep.
One aid station, boom, we're done. Right? I'll mark that loop, you mark that loop, you mark that loop, we're done.
Yep.
So I think that's another one. So I think a lot of it is like Joel said, it's a course. If you see ones that force a course, you can kind of see those online.
Right.
Those I'm not a fan of.
There's like multiple out and backs. They're trying to get the mileage in that fits, 50 mile or 25 or something like that.
Yeah, those are bad ones. So
those aren't usually good.
So I hope that helps. I don't know about stay away from. I think again that's kind of your personal preference.
Right. I mean. I'm going to stay away from some races that have a race director I don't like.
Yep.
And there's some out there.
Yep. Or people that aren't. And I've said this: if the race director's not a runner, you got to really tread with caution.
Yep.
Because it could be a different experience than you're used to.
Right.
And then what was the last one I was thinking of? I'll probably remember it in a minute, but I can't remember it. But stay away from. Yeah, I don't have it. It's gone. It left me. But yeah, I hope that helps.
Really expensive races. I stay away from those too.
No kidding. And you can tell. I mean, if you're not sure either, like if you're looking at a 50K, and you can check out other 50Ks.
Like $200.
Yeah, you can check out other 50Ks to kind of see the price.
I think that's a good indicator, right? I mean, if you're running a 50K that costs $200, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, you're like, well, why am I paying this money?
And that's
to run this.
And I think one of the things we talk about is that old skill mom and pop small town feel, like a Vaquero, still like a Buffalo Run. Those type of races just seem to be funner, more community involvement, smaller towns. Sometimes you get more of the town involved, and then destination, where you want to go, I think is big too. So hope that helps. That's a tough one because that's such a personal preference one. Good beer. I think that's on there. Next one is, hello, TrailManners. I'm getting a new GPS watch for the holidays and wanted to see if you guys recommend a heart rate monitor. Oh. Some have them and some don't. Some are in the watch and some have an attachment. Right. Are they worth it? Are they accurate? What is the advantage of using your heart rate to train or run? Thanks, guys. Much appreciated. Tate from the Great Lakes. So Tate. Basically what Tate's saying is, hey, I'm looking to get a GPS watch to run. Yeah. You have ones with heart rate monitor, ones without. What gives? Right. Is it worth it? Yeah. What are the advantages? Man. So here's my thing. I'm going to tell you flat out, no holds barred. I've got one with a heart rate monitor on the wrist. I got the Spartan Sunto watch, right? Sunto Spartan watch. Right? The blue one. Yes. It's got a heart rate monitor built in it. I don't even care about it. It's not even part of the face. You don't even look at it. I don't. You don't look at that data after you download it. And I'm going to tell you why. I know there's people out there that are hardcore heart rate monitors, and you get coaches. They'll train you to stay in heart rate zones. Oh, yeah, right? For sure, right? So I'm not saying I'm against heart rate. I'm not. But I don't want to know mine. It causes me great anxiety. It does. Right? And I don't know how accurate all of them are. I think there's a 20% variability in them. Yeah, and that's what it shows. For the ones on the wrist, the one around the chest, that's pretty accurate. Legit. Yeah. See, and I just don't want to know. So here's an example. I'm looking. My daughter wants a Fitbit for Christmas, right? So there's a new Fitbit that came out, and I was researching it because that's what I do, and it had really bad ratings. So I'm reading it. One guy's thing, he said, "Hey, don't buy this." The heart rate sucks. I actually went to the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack because of his Fitbit. They checked him in. They did it, and they're like, "You're fine, dude." Because his thing was so off. He was getting nervous because his heart rate was like way ridiculous. So I don't, as far as accuracy goes, you're going to have to research that more. I wouldn't. Joel has some good advice there. Yeah. I do not use a heart rate monitor. I have no desire to use a heart rate monitor. And I think a lot of it is what you want to get out of it. Mm-hmm. Like if you want a GPS watch for mileage and elevation and time, don't worry about it.
There's plenty on the market that'll fit that right there.
And if you don't use one, and it doesn't sound like you do because you're looking for one, then why do you want a heart rate?
I think it's because you want to start implementing that in your training.
Yeah. And so if you do, then get a heart rate one. Yeah, but if it's not something...
But if you're going to get the heart rate one, get the one with the chest strap.
Yeah.
Do that.
Just if you want the accuracy.
If you want to be really accurate, go with that.
Yeah.
They're getting better with the wrist one, but I think I wear mine so loose sometimes I don't get a good reading.
Yeah, I don't either. And I can see the little lights on the back making light things, and I'm like, freaks me out sometimes.
Yeah, especially if you're in the dark and you're getting that disco show on your wrist.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? Alien landing on me? But yeah, I just I understand the reasoning for a heart rate monitor to train, absolutely, but I don't feel I will ever use one. No. Or if I ever did hire a coach and they said, we do heart rate, I'm like,
I'm out.
We have to?
I'm out. I'm done. I'm not doing this.
And it's more to track. It's more, just more numbers, everything else. And then again, sometimes you'll get caught up in that and then lose the reason why you run sometimes. Right. So, and I know there's a lot, like I said, there's people that live and die by it, and I'm not downplaying it. It's just not my style.
Oh, I know.
I'm never going to be in a position where I'm going to think, man, I got to speed up or slow down because my heart rate.
Yeah.
My speed up or slow down is breathing. If I can't breathe, I'm slowing down. If I'm breathing good, I can speed up, right?
Exactly.
I figure, if I don't have air, I'm going to pass out quicker than if my heart kicks me.
That's a pretty reliable way to train.
Yeah. It's like,
in my opinion.
The red line. I think people call it your red line, and I can tell. Because some people say an easy pace where you can have a conversation.
Yeah, zone 1.
Yeah, whatever. I just go according to breathing. Mm-hmm. If I can't get oxygen, I stop or I slow down. Right. If oxygen's not an issue, I just keep going.
That's right.
That's how I feel. So it's a pretty reliable method I have. It's worked really well for me.
And it's a lot cheaper.
It is. And it's less stuff I have to deal with.
Oh, I know.
When I download my watch, I don't look and besides that, I'm not a healthy guy. I'm not into health that much. I don't even know what my heart rate should be, right? It's like, what's your heart rate? I'm like,
it's beaten.
I'm looking right at you.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. And that's a chintzy way, but that's the truth. And if you're going to get a heart rate monitor, I do your homework, as far as why you're going to use it and how you need to track yourself, because that's a whole different thing.
I think it's an extra cost. What do you think it is? An extra $50 or
something like that.
When you get it around the chest.
Or you can get the ones that you can get it, and you can always upgrade to the chest strap later if you truly want.
That's a good way to go, maybe.
To make sure you like the watch first, because really that's what it's about.
Most of the watches, they're all about the same now.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, it's kind of a style issue more than anything else.
And I think a lot of it, too, I read a lot of people, it's about what software you like. Move Count, Garmin Connect.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Some people like, it doesn't download here, it doesn't do this here.
Care about that. As long as it goes to Strava, that's all I care about.
Mine works, Sunto. Yeah. I've never had a problem with it. And then the next thing, the biggest one I think people are looking at, honestly, is just the battery life. That's the one that
that really should be your number one.
If you're into the 50K and above, battery life. If you're under 50K, that may not be an issue.
You can get away with even an Apple Watch at that point.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point. And now the new ones, I only have 3, but the 4 will call for help when you fall down.
Yep. Which could be bad if you're out trail running.
Or if you're out drinking with your buddies.
Yep, all good points.
You don't want to be having a party and have the cops show up because one guy passes out. We've all been there. So I think a lot of it's what you want to do. I mean, when I look at a watch, honestly, I look at battery for me.
Yeah.
Because all I really want is distance, elevation, and time. That's it.
You're going to have to drop some coin for that one.
Yeah, but I want battery life. And I know a lot of people now will have a solar charger they carry with them. Something to help battery life for 100 milers, or one of those extra battery packs.
Yeah.
Again, not my style. I think this year
more stuff to worry about.
I think this year my watch ran out at Twisted Fork.
Mm-hmm.
It ran out at Beaverhead, and one other place this year I ran.
And you didn't give a rat's ass.
I still finished.
Yeah, exactly. I still finished.
The only problem is I didn't know how far till I was going to finish, and that pissed me off twice.
That Twisted Fork was that was touch and go there for a little bit.
I'm like, swear to God, I should be there.
That's right.
I know my watch is just okay. Watchmakers, if my watch is dead, why does it tell me to plug it in?
That's right.
If you have energy to tell me to plug it in, it should be telling me what the hell I'm doing. Because that watch telling me plug it in lasted for like an hour.
Easily an
so
hour.
Give me 30 more minutes of knowing where I'm at if that's
that
the
would
case.
be helpful.
So I don't know if the watchmakers are out there, but I don't want to. If it says plug it in, I'm in the woods. It ain't going to happen, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
So why do I need it? God. That was infuriating. That was my rant. I had to get off because I missed it last year. I think that's all we have for today with the Trail Manners podcast on the Singletrack Session number 117. I'm going to throw this out there. We don't do it often. I hate to do it, but we do have a donate button on our homepage on our website at trailmanners.com. If you want to donate any money, it's that time of year. Some people are looking to unload some money for work. You know, they got to hide their money. Whatever you need to do.
We can wonder that.
We can do that pretty well, especially if you want ones. But yeah, there's that donate button. I know some of you are out there going, I don't know where to give this money. My company needs to give it away. My personal business needs to give it away.
Gotcha.
We will help you. Okay. I'm telling you now, we will help you out because that helps. And then lastly, we haven't talked about this for a while, but if you like our show, if you don't like it, don't worry about this next part. If you like our show, head on over to iTunes and give us a review, or even on Facebook. Just kind of helps us out a little bit. If you don't like our show, you can fast forward to the end.
You can suck it.
Yeah. You can go buy a heart rate monitor watch.
That's right.
As far as I'm concerned. But yeah, so we'd love to hear from you. Keep asking your Trail Manners questions. Please head over to Path Projects and check them out. Remember, pathprojects.com/trailmanners. And yeah, I think that's it for this week. Hope everybody stays safe and tune in next Tuesday. This is like the show of the year, the Christmas show. You never know what we're going to be letting you know you should get. And at the very end, if you listen closely, we'll let you know what we want.
True.
Again, for those people that have that extra money around the holidays, you don't have a big family to spend it on.
Or maybe you just won the lottery.
Yeah. Remember, me and Joel are like family.
Yes.
We're with you a lot. In your ear, we're like family. So that's a fun one to listen to. And we're also going to have a contest for some giveaway stuff on that show. I know there's going to be a race entry involved for one of the races.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We have a race entry involved and a couple products we're going to be giving away as well. So don't forget to listen to that. And don't be like the Santa from a few weeks ago. Make sure you buy from the list for your significant other. So, all right, I think that's it for this week. Again, go check out episode 126 with Dr. Chris Heilman that launched on Tuesday. And we will catch you next Tuesday for the, third or fourth annual, one of those, Christmas show with Joel and Eric. You don't want to miss that one. And yeah, we'll catch you next week.